Okay, so let's do a little slideshow here. Okay, and I'll move my mouse to that side. I got the Sony A6700. I chose that over the A74 because I like the grip better on the A6700 than I did on the A74. Uh, it only has one card slot, but it does take a full frame battery. And you can see the bird just taking off. I thought that was cool. So this is the G 70 to 350. I've had this quite a while with the 16 to 55 G. But look how close I can get to these small little sparrows. And there's five or six of them. They're all together, the same family. I saved one of them, and one just, he just stays around me all the time, just chirping, singing away. We had a pretty big rainstorm the other night, and they kind of disappeared, but they're back. I put fertilizer down at the right time, so hopefully my grass will grow back and the weeds will go away. But even on the 70 to 350, you can see the bokeh behind the bird. And you can see how sharp and clear the bird is. And there's a little nozzle right next to his eye and on the beak, right about here. That's how sharp it is. I could zoom in a little bit, but I took 185 photos and I already got rid of the ones that it had. The camera had a hard time focusing. I had the latest firmware update, but Sony's do that is where they may focus on a branch just left or right, even if I have the animal or bird detection on. But you see, I got that bird flying away also. And then another one popped out. So once it recognized the bird, there was no problem. The problem was when it went into the tree, which I'll show you later, and there's both of them right there. So I try to focus on one, and then it kind of popped in, then it focused on the other. And that really wasn't a great vantage point taking these pictures. But that one bird, she just loves there and she just looks at me. They're hoping I put some bird feed out, like my neighbor does. And then the squirrels move in, so I'm debating on that. And as you can see, I got carried away. I took about 350 pictures today. Some last night, some during the day. These are all the A67 sequence. Then I went inside. The latter stage was from last night. They're with the DSC abbreviation. So when I did the unboxing, I kind of showed you how to change it. That way I can recognize what files belong to what camera. But as you can see, there's my white ZV-10 product review. There's my wired mouse. And look how cool it looks. And then there's my colored rocks or lamp or whatever. They're cool. And with the lights off. Did a painting. There's my dog Wanda close up. And this is at 135 millimeters, okay? So I changed from the 70 to 350 to the 18 to 135, just to show off the lens. And this comes as a kit lens with the A6700. I almost just got the body, but when I saw that they were pairing the lens with it, I've been wanting this lens for quite a while. But you can see how sharp my cat is. And then my dog was just moving. So she's a little blurred, but look how sharp the light bulbs are. And this is an APS-C camera. All right, it's not full frame. But the pictures are sharp, they're clear. Overcast day again. No rain. Had a little thunder last night, but nothing happened. And I had it in shutter speed, aperture priority, program. I had an auto. The camera performed pretty well. It did a pretty good job in auto, okay? Better on focusing for some reason. But I had it on animal and bird. I had it on human. I had it no subject detection. I had it in manual focus, autofocus, AFS, AFC, AFA. I did a car vlog last night in the dark for about an hour. And you can see it knew the bird was there, but it was focusing either on the leaves or something. And I tried pointing at it, and then the bird would move, and then I tried to point at it again. So now he's down on the lower left because he moved, and he's still down there. And I'm using the preview program from the Mac OS. Mac wants to update my other M1 Mac Studio. This is way down the street, and those two blackbirds with the long tails, I forget what you call them. They're on top of that roof. Then, of course, I have to get the cranes. You can see the hospital is coming up, but they also have another building there, and I think that's for doctor offices. So, and of course, I have to get some clouds. And this is at 135 millimeter, right about sunset. Now, you see the bird? He's right there. And this is the female. She's pregnant. They had a nest over in this area, and it was knocked down by the squirrel, okay, or the high winds or whatever. So they may have a nest, but they've been hanging around my house because I have the water out. And a lot of birds come here. There's one crow or raven that comes every day. Deers are coming. So you see, I took a lot of pictures when I could. This is with the 18 to 135, okay? It's not, if it was the 350, it'd be a lot closer, okay? And you can see that the bird changes his head. He's looking at me. Then I moved to another seat so I could get a better shot of her, I should say. She's just looking at me, and then she hide behind some twigs. Turn her back on me. Now she's looking at me again. She's saying, what are you looking at? Why are you always taking my picture? Why don't you mind your own business? And now she's turning again. So she's facing the other way. So I think the males make the nest, or they both do the nest, and then um, then she lays it in it. But did some more cloud pictures. And believe it or not, folks, it's 85 degrees in the office because I got two computers going on. 4K TV, yeah, two 4K TVs. One is a 240 hertz monitor. So 4K monitor. They give off a lot of heat. But I got a shot of the jet. And there's clouds. You know, it's going into the clouds. So now, bird was by itself. I had it on bird detection, and it was going on the grass to the left of it. But with the face detect area on, the bird was sharp. Okay, just that what I was pointing to. Even when I put it on the bird, I just like the grass for some reason. So I went into the settings and did some more changes, see if that worked. That's the frustration of Sony, but they're getting better with their cameras. The focusing was fine. And even if I have it like multi, you know, with the AI focusing, it does a pretty good job. And that's when the bird was flying. You could see it right off the driveway. And then more clouds. And of course, the crane. So you see, these pictures are sharp. Little distortion at 18 millimeters. But I got corrections in the camera on. So they look pretty good. And this is when I picked it up, the camera, yesterday. And then I went to celebrate at Margot's Pizza. They still haven't opened into the building. They have a trailer right next to it. But you can see the ceiling fan going on, so people can sit there under cover if it's raining or whatever. But showing some of the beauty salon and another shop across from here, which is right next to the Catholic Church. And then I'm back, well, I'm checking back to the property of their fence where they have all these light bulbs on. And there you go. So they have asbestos siding on that building right there. And then the road construction, of course, I got to take pictures of that. Guy is on his lift right there, and you're going to see him moving shortly. There's a truck back to Mia Marcos. And then there's a ceiling fan, and it was running, but nobody was sitting there. So they're ordering their pizza, coming, picking it up, and then going on their way. And there's the guy, he's moving his lift. You can see all the for the concrete for the towers and stuff that they use for pouring concrete. And there's JD Glass Company, friends and family. And then it's a Texas emblem on the freeway. This is back home, 135 and at 18 millimeters. Outside, this is in the front. So I'm looking at the flaring. This is at 18. I think this is at 18 also. And you can see my shadow right here. So it's a good camera, okay, for an APS-C. I'll do it like that. And I'm gonna, there's one photograph that I like the best. I mean, they're all pretty good, but I was pretty excited with those birds. And I think it was all the way at the beginning. I can, even the jet and the clouds, and I'm not going to get on a mama bird. I'm going to get the 70 to 350 type of pictures. See, even those, if you just crop in. And what you don't see is the previous picture. There's a bird that just flew right over him. So he was blurry. Yeah, right there. And you see, a whole flock of them flew. And they were looking up, kind of spooked them in a way. Yeah, and that's when moved down there. But I got a close-up of that same bird. But they're all sharp. I really enjoy this camera. It's tiny. Had my hands on the, I like that picture right there too. The dog Wanda. I might leave it just like that. So thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling. And I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.